What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to the Premier League opening day fixture announcement, and we will analyze the whole Premier League fixtures for Liverpool FC, and also we will take a look at the other big clubs Premier League fixtures and some of the clubs that have qualified for Europe as well. So lots to unpack in this video, but let me know in the comments below what is your prediction for Liverpool next season. Where will Liverpool finish? Do you think we can become Premier League champions? Will we finish second, third, fourth, or will we have another disappointing season of finishing fifth, sixth, or even lower? Let me know your predictions in the comments below. And on paper, Premier League's fixtures for Liverpool, the first 5 games look very tough. But if you had to choose to play Chelsea with a new manager, Mauricio Pochettino, with probably half of the players still wanting to be sold at Chelsea or waiting to be sold, and also Mauricio Pochettino won't be able to implement all his ideas, and Chelsea will not be a fluid, very well-oiled machine on the first day of the season. So if you want to play Chelsea away, that's the best time to play them. I'm trying to look at it in a positive light, but of course Liverpool had so many 0-0 draws against Chelsea. We had 2 in the cup final, we had 2 in the Premier League last season and 2 in the cup final the season before. But of course there is a chance that Chelsea could turn up and give Liverpool a really hard game, but hopefully Liverpool will have all their transfer business done by that time, by the time that we play Chelsea. And Liverpool play away from home because we requested that our first home game is only on the second game week, so we can complete work on the new £80 million Anfield road stand, and Bournemouth will provide the opposition at Anfield, and we beat them 9-0 at home, but then we lost to them 1-0 away from home, which was an absolute disgrace that Liverpool can beat a team 9-0 and then lose to them away from home. We really have to rectify our away form. Frankly, our away form has cost us a place in the Champions League last season. Our home form was good enough to finish even second or third, but our away form was mid-table mediocrity. So hopefully with Anfield being able to hold 61,000 fans, hopefully we can win a lot of our home games. But then we have some tough fixtures coming up after playing Chelsea, and yes, Bournemouth at home should be a home win, but of course Bournemouth already beat Liverpool last season and they stayed up pretty comfortably. But then we go to Newcastle, and Newcastle at home, they are always a dangerous team, but Liverpool have beaten Newcastle home and away. And then we play Aston Villa and Wolves away from home. And also we have to note that the last 2 times Liverpool were in the title race and finished second, Liverpool had the exact same last fixture, Wolves at home. So Liverpool fans, when they see that Wolves at home is our last game, they will have PTSD and really like nightmarish memories of that fixture, because both times Liverpool were waiting for Man City to slip up so we can win the title, and in the end Man City didn't slip up, even though Aston Villa were 2-0 up at the Etihad, but Man City turned it around in a freakish last 15 minutes and won the title 2 and 4 seasons ago. But you know, Liverpool, I think it's better to get some of the top fixtures out of the way. Newcastle, of course, early on in the season with potentially a few new signings, they probably won't be as well-oiled a machine as they will be later on in the season, and hopefully Liverpool will have most of their transfers done before pre-season begins, so then Liverpool can have a really good opening form, because our form in the first half of last season was absolutely dreadful. But hopefully we will have a good rest, the players will have a good rest, and then we will have a good pre-season, and then we can really attack the season with all we have, because Liverpool have to aim for winning the Premier League title, in my opinion. The early away games look very tricky. We go to Chelsea, we go to Newcastle, and we go to Wolves, who beat Liverpool 3-0 in that fixture last season, and also Tottenham and Brighton. Tottenham away, Chelsea away are always tough. Newcastle away with their new owners, that will be always a tough fixture. And Wolves and Brighton have beaten Liverpool 3-0 at home in the Premier League. So on paper, Liverpool have an incredibly difficult away fixture list in the opening 8 game weeks. And I always look at the first 4 or 5 away games, because at home at Anfield, Liverpool usually win, or maybe we have a few draws, but it's always the away games that worry me as a Liverpool fan, because last season it was evident that Liverpool just away from home just was a completely different team, and we have to change that. We have to get back to that consistency, and we can't afford a repeat of last season where we haven't won away from home until November, which is an absolute disgrace when you are a big club like Liverpool. Also, Liverpool have a few very, very tough fixtures during Christmas period, because during Christmas Liverpool play Burnley away, Newcastle at home, and Arsenal at home before Burnley. So Arsenal at home, Burnley away, Newcastle at home. Those are the 3 fixtures during Christmas period, and also before the Arsenal game we play Man United. So Man United, Arsenal, Burnley and Newcastle is not an easy fixture list. But if you think about it, the 3 hardest games are at Anfield. So that gives me hope, that gives me confidence, because at Anfield Liverpool can beat anyone, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. And after the Christmas period we play Bournemouth away and then Chelsea and Arsenal. So there is a run of games in December and January where Liverpool play Man United, Arsenal, Burnley, Newcastle, Bournemouth, Chelsea and Arsenal again. That is probably our hardest run of fixtures in 7 game weeks. We play 5 games against really strong, really big teams who finished in the top 5, top 4, except Chelsea. But Chelsea, I think, under Mauricio Pochettino, will be back. Our end run of fixtures from April, it looks like we play Sheffield United at home, Man United away, Crystal Palace at home, Fulham away, West Ham away, Tottenham at home, Aston Villa away, and Wolverhampton at home. So that's a mixed bag as well. One good thing is, because Liverpool are competing in the Europa League, we won't have Saturday midday fixtures, which is an absolutely dreadful time for Liverpool to play football. We never did well under Jurgen Klopp in that Saturday lunchtime kickoff slot. So at least Liverpool can avoid that, but we could play Sunday pretty early instead. But we will face Wolves and West Ham either side of the first game of the Europa League. The first Merseyside derby comes in October at Anfield, and then we play Everton at Goodison Park in the middle of March. Also, the first meeting with Man United isn't until just before Christmas at Anfield, and then in April we play Man United at Old Trafford. But the good news for Liverpool is that at least we play Man City away from home in November, and then we play Man City at Anfield. I think quite during the run-in in the beginning of March we play Man City. Hopefully we can beat them at Anfield and have a good run towards challenging for the Premier League title. That's what Liverpool should aim for, to challenge for the Premier League title, because in the past 3 seasons we haven't challenged for the title in 2 seasons out of those 3 seasons. So this season is really, really crucial. Liverpool have to get back on the horse. We have to get back into top form. And then opening fixtures are pretty interesting, because Vincent Kompany, the Man City legend, will take on Man City as Burnley manager. That's the opening fixture on Friday. And Man City have the easiest fixture list, honestly. If you hear their fixture list at the beginning, it's like they couldn't pick a better fixture list for Man City, even if they wanted to, because they play Burnley, Newcastle, Sheffield United, Fulham, West Ham, Nottingham Forest. Those opening 6 fixtures are a piece of cake for Man City. Honestly, that's absolutely incredible. I always want Man City to have the hardest fixtures at the start of the season, because that's where usually they are not in the groove yet. Man City always take a few months to get going. So the fact that they have the easiest run of games at the start of the season means that they will just go on a winning run at the start of the season, and by the time the harder fixtures come along, Man City will be already in the groove and they will be already firing on all cylinders. So I don't really have any hope that anybody can beat Man City to the title next season as well, unless of course they get banned from the Premier League. Arsenal also have a pretty comfortable opening run of games. They play Nottingham Forest at home in the opening game week, Crystal Palace away, Fulham at home, but then the tougher fixtures start for Arsenal. Man United at home, Everton at Goodison, and Tottenham at home in the North London derby, and after they play Bournemouth they take on Man City and Chelsea as well. So Arsenal have a pretty easy first 3 games, but then the really tough fixtures start for them, and I wonder how Arsenal will be able to compete with having to play their best team in the Champions League and in the Premier League as well. They need to sign players, so they will have a bigger squad, because even this season that just finished, Arsenal weren't able to compete, even that they got knocked out by Sporting in the Europa League. They got knocked out in the FA Cup, and even though they had 1 game per week in the Premier League, they still crumbled and folded under pressure. But the fact that probably Arteta couldn't rotate his team as much as he would have liked in the first half of the season, probably that contributed to Arsenal tailing off in the second half of the season, because they had title winning form in the first 19 games. The first half of the season, Arsenal collected an incredible 50 points. So if they could maintain that, then nobody could have got close to them, because they could have had 95 to 100 points and they could have won the title, but they folded under pressure, and also because their players got a little bit tired. But now Arsenal will be more experienced with a title race under their belt, and I expect them to again challenge for the title next season. But it will be interesting who they sign. Chelsea have an interesting opening run of fixtures. They play Liverpool at home, and after that West Ham, Luton, Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth, Aston Villa, Fulham, Burnley. So Chelsea have, apart from Liverpool, a pretty comfortable run of games. That's why it's very, very crucial for Liverpool to beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge on the opening day, because after that Chelsea have a really good run of fixtures. Man United have a pretty tough start as well. They play Wolves at home, which is pretty comfortable, but then Tottenham away, Nottingham Forest at home, Arsenal away, and then they play Brighton. So they're opening 5 game weeks, 3 of them are pretty tough. And Arsenal and Tottenham away for Man United, that's always very, very tough. But we don't know who Man United will sign. It depends. Man United's season, I think, depends on what kind of striker they can get in, what kind of player they could sign. Newcastle also have a pretty interesting opening fixture list. They play Aston Villa at home, Man City away, Liverpool at home. So those first 3 games are very tough. But then they have Brighton away, that's also very tough. Brentford at home, Sheffield United away. So the first 4 game weeks are pretty brutal for Newcastle. And after that, the Champions League will start. And I wonder how Newcastle will cope with the Champions League and Premier League football alongside each other, because they haven't played in the Champions League for like 20 years. But I think because they have a lot of money now, Newcastle, they will just keep signing players and keep beefing up their squad, so they will have no problems really competing on two fronts. And I really hope that Liverpool can finish in the top 4 at the minimum. But I think we should aim for first place and shoot for the stars, shoot for the moon, and if you miss, you end up among the stars anyway. So I think Liverpool should shoot for first place, and if we miss out on the title, so be it. I don't think any Liverpool fan really expect Liverpool to win the title. Yes, we are hoping for it, but we are not expecting it. So even if Liverpool finish in 2nd or 3rd place, it would be a good season to build on, and this will be of course a big transitional season for Liverpool as well, with a new look midfield as well as a pretty new look forward line as well, because Gakpo, Diaz, Nunez, they are all pretty new players at Liverpool. Brighton have a pretty tough opening fixture list as well. Luton at home and Wolves away are not very, very difficult, but then West Ham at home, Newcastle, Man United. So the first 5 games, 3 of them are pretty tough as well. Aston Villa will be in the Conference League, and with Unai Emery, they are now a serious side, but they have a really tough run of fixtures. Newcastle away, Everton at home, Burnley away, Liverpool away, Crystal Palace at home, and Chelsea away. So 4 out of the first 6 games are pretty difficult for Aston Villa. But they are already signing quite a lot of free agents, Tielemans, Oxlade-Chamberlain, and that's just the start. I expect Aston Villa to spend big this summer with European football secured. And I expect Unai Emery to demand big transfers. So Aston Villa, I have a soft spot for them. I think they are a very decent club with a very good fan base. I consider them as big a club as Manchester City when it comes to the history of English football. And finally, let's take a look at West Ham's opening 6 game weeks. Bournemouth away, Chelsea at home, Brighton away, Luton away, Man City at home, and Liverpool away. Wow, that's 4 very difficult fixtures for West Ham, and they will be competing in the Europa League again because they won the Conference League last season, so that is pretty epic. And they went to the Europa League semi-finals 2 seasons ago, remember, West Ham. So I wish them all the best. I like West Ham as well. They are a pretty good club with a big fan base, and I was so happy for them to win the Conference League. They deserve it for all their hard work. And apart from 1 game, they have won every game in Europe last season, West Ham. So that is, they deserve tremendous credit for that. And it shows that you don't have to have a state owning you to win a European trophy. You don't have to have mega rich owners swimming in oil to win a European trophy. Take note, all the other clubs, that it can be done even on a moderate budget. So yeah, let me know what you think about Liverpool's opening fixtures and Liverpool's whole Premier League fixtures, and also the whole Premier League fixture list in the comments below. Thanks for watching. As always, have a lovely day. See you later, guys. Goodbye.